Check, check. Welcome in, guys. Gonna give it a couple more minutes. Just teasing, but yeah, please type it out. Otherwise, I have to go back in the chat and figure out if you're in it, not in it, looking to be in. It's I don't know if we have a bunch more people because we're doing the free VC people or free members, but just to speed things up, please just let me know if you're in looking for entry or if you're in something, you're up a lot and you want to know where to trim at or you're down a lot. But I'll start writing them down. And also gotta stick around because if you just request something and bail out, I'm not gonna go over it. So, but in BIS, we'll definitely look at it. So yeah, Zoom user, NVAN, you want hood. Yeah, all good, all good. We'll shake out the kinks on this, especially if you're one of the free members in here. But just try to make it go quick as possible, guys. Because like I said, we can't do like a 3 hour session. Just there's not enough time for it. So not a big deal though. All right. So NBIS, AMD, and hood all looking for entry. Cool. And as of now, you guys, you will not be able to just freely unmute your mic just because we don't want. Well, we'll see how many people roll in here. I might open that up, but when I get to your request, you can definitely just raise your hand, or if I remember, I'll unmute you as well. We'll just keep it on topic. I had to mute it when people join, otherwise it could get a little bit crazy. But all right, let me do one more server ping and we'll dive in, guys. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna get a bunch of people or the same, but we'll roll with what we got. 1 second. I gotta send this to 2 different tabs now. All right, y'all, welcome in. We got a whole 11 people in here, so far everyone's gonna get a request in for sure. Avengers got Tesla. All right. Just writing these down. Give me 1 second. Cool. I got those so far. All right, guys, welcome in. Is there anybody in here from the free chat, the free Zoom, or excuse me, free OOT section? Let me know in the Discord. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Glad to have in here. Well, I'm one of the staff members. StartedWith is my Discord name. If you ever need anything, that's what I am, or who I am, excuse me. And we do these classes every Sunday night. Toasty does classes, a different class, not live charting, every Tuesday, and I think River is on Thursdays. So we're glad to have you here. I always start out with the SPY chart just to kind of show us where we're at, where I think we're going. So, like for example, especially the new people in here, when we're kind of pushing up to these levels up here that I always tell people about up here, kind of this danger zone, the 695. We can look for bullish plays, but when the indices are up at this big resistance, it's best to look for other things that are resistance and then just replay that downside momentum. And so that's what I kind of do every single week. I kind of start out with the SPY chart and just kind of say, hey, we're watching this level to hold tomorrow during the open. Go for so and so targets. We'll kind of take it from there. But with that being said, you guys, I like to stick, again, new members, I like to stick on the 1 hour chart. I feel like it gives us a lot of intraday information, gives us a lot of pre-market price action we can watch for. But yeah, with that, we got a fairly small class now. I'm gonna give you guys the ability to unmute. But again, please keep it on topic. If I'm talking about SPY, ask questions about SPY. If I'm talking about Tesla, keep the question about Tesla, and then we'll be as quick as we can with the requests tonight. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive in here. For now, as of now, we got this nice after hours overnight move up over the 682 zone here, and so that's kind of what I'm focusing on, is this green zone here. We can see how the last 2 days they sold into it, they bought it back up, they defended it pretty convincingly. The opening hourly candle, let's see what it looks like. Regular session hours, yeah, so it's that opening 30-minute candle. They sold through that previous day low, very important for me in my trading style. They smacked down this big level down here and they defended it and bought it back up. And of course, where do they defend at, or excuse me, where did it stall out at? All we do, my charting, I try and teach you guys, we look left. Where did the price bounce and stall out? Same thing. Where do we bounce and stall out? Same thing. So you guys already know where I'm going with this. I'm treating this as just a lower range, not a double bottom, triple, anything like that, but just a lower range into here where I'd like to buy dips off this zone as long as we open. So we kind of move into here and we open off this level. I would like to be bullish on the day. So basically meaning if this level holds here, I'm looking for repeatable price action, and it's basically just a repeat of this from Friday. And so if this holds here, yeah, look for this big level here. You can see how that battle was going on in the morning. Ultimately got the breakout, retest right there in the big push up, and then again they stalled out here. So again, 1, 2, 3, this could be like a triple top zone up here. If we hold basically 681.6 to 682, look for a push at 683 and then ultimately at 685. We're not looking for stuff way up here until this breaks, because we've seen it failed Thursday, it failed Friday. What makes us think it's going to break out Monday? I don't teach, chase calls up here on double tops and triple tops. I teach, hey, if this breaks out, retests, and the retest holds, yeah, we can go for more. So kind of quick. I like to be kind of quick with it because we have a few requests rolling in. So any questions on SPY, you guys? Take a screenshot if you want my levels. I'll stop moving the chart for 1 second. But basically, I want to see 682 hold. If we slice under 681 anytime tomorrow, I'll look for bearish positions. Or if we get an after hours move up into this 685 and it goes without us, or a very quick move at the open without me, and we start doing one of these things, I'll be looking for bearish downside plays as well. So again, you guys, one last reminder for the guys that showed up late. Let me know when you put it in the Zoom chat. You can retype it if you want. I need to know if you're not in or already in, or if you're in something and you're already down, because I don't want us to talk about something if you're not already in it, or if you're up a lot and you're like, I'm telling you guys to enter down here. You're like, hey, I was down here. I entered 4 days ago. So please tell me on your request to make it quicker. And then also, once I get your request, feel free to unmute your mic. Okay. Was it Goran, I think? Hopefully I'm not saying your name incorrectly. NBIS. Feel free to unmute if you want to talk this out, or you can type in the chat as well, and we will go over this together.
It's Goran, but yeah.
Goran, okay. Perfect. Are you a day trader or swing trader? What you looking for this, brother?
Swing, mostly swing.
Swing
a long-term holder.
Cool. All right. So I'm just going to take a peek here at the daily. These will move through these kind of quick, but not so quick that you're like, hey, that didn't help me. So, but feel free to stop me once I kind of get this charted out. If you have any questions at all, I'll kind of show you how I would do. Kind of say, hey, I'd look for an entry here. I'd look for, an exit here, here, and here. So let me get a couple more lines in here for you. And my charting style, guys, what I'm doing is I'm hovering over the mouse here, and I'm looking for these large wicks here, and I'm looking to the right and seeing, is there any more reactions around that zone? And so when I click here on this, I'm scrolling over and I'm seeing nice bounces here, and I'm seeing rejections here, and where it rejected there on Friday. So that's a big thing for me here. So zooming on the 30-minute chart here, I'm a very, very conservative trader. And so hopefully you can jive with what I tell you or like to tell you. But hopefully I'm not too conservative on things you like. And so for me, swing trading, you're looking at, there's several zones in here, but I like to try and find the swing highs and lows in the market where the big reactions are here. And so I grabbed this level here because we're seeing that bounce reaction there when it's over at defended. When we get under, we sell through it, we push up to it. That's kind of where it stopped there. So for me, a swing trade, I can very easily find you a swing trade here. If you want to get bullish on this name, it's pretty simple for me, but with caution here. It's plain and simple. I want to see a move into here pre-market, ideally a back test of this level, because you're basically playing, depending on how much expiration you get, this is kind of your risk profile. So you're taking an entry here at basically 98.4. And for me, if you're in like September swings, maybe you can hold for this next big support here. But if you're only getting a couple weeks of time, I'm basically saying, or what I would do in my mind is I'm saying, okay, I'm going to enter at 98.4 and I'm willing to hold down to the bottom side of these wicks here. And so my reasoning here, I'm going to zoom way in for you so it's a little bit easier to see here. Um, there we go. So my reasoning is I'm treating the previous top as support. So each time we bounce back into here, I want to see, is this top level defended? Same thing with this. This was a top level here. It was resistance. We broke back to it. And where do we start seeing buys kick in? It's flipped to support. And so the same thing here. I want to see a breakout here, 98.4. And I'm telling myself, for me, my risk profile, I'm basically risking 40 cents to the downside. So this is my stop out zone. Anything underneath here for me is a cut on some calls. And I'd be looking for either, if you're in very, very long-term swings, I would take some puts underneath here, the 97 put, or you get into here, perfect world, we bounce. What do? We're looking for previous price action. What is that? Friday's high of day. And where is that? Basically, when you push this 100.4, to me, that's a very, very clear and obvious target zone. And we scroll left back in time and look at every time we push into this 100.4, we have trouble. Trouble. So 98.4 is your entry. And for sure, you better be trimming up into this 100 round psychological number up into here. And again, we'd have to talk more on how much time do you usually like to buy on your swings?
About at least a month out.
At least a month, yeah. So definitely, if you catch this is perfect, a $2 move, perfectly $2 move. If you know anything about options delta or options Greeks, you look at the delta on your contract. And this is assuming you kind of get the move that first day. So if you enter here, I'm just going to throw out a number. You enter the 99 call and your delta is 0.5. Each $1 move up. So you enter at 98.4. If you go to 99.4, that's going to pay you $50. You move up another dollar, it's going to pay you another 50. So this move is going to pay you, I'm throwing a total round number here, but your delta, look on your contract. If you catch a $2 move up, double that delta. That's going to tell you how much you're making. That should be a very nice payday for a nice $2 move up. Again, you didn't say if you're going to get bullish or bearish on this, but for sure, a break and retest, I would look for that continuation there. If we kind of open at this zone here, brother, and we start selling underneath 98, you can kind of already guess where I'm going to say what we should do. We look left and look what happens when 98 fails. Smack down, get your puts. So basically break and hold a 98.4, stay bullish. Break under 98, I'd be looking bearish. If you don't like to swing puts, totally fine. So if they reject 98, send alert down here and just wait for this big ass support down here at 94.52. Does that help you out, man?
Yeah, of course. I was thinking the same thing. I really appreciate it.
Yep, cool. All right, next one up. AMD from Zoom user. There's probably a couple Zoom users. Oh, nope, just one. Feel free to unmute and let me know looking for a day trade or swing trade, and we'll look at this together here. Or you can type in the chat if you don't want to open your mic. Not a big deal. Swing, perfect. All right. Another kind of dorky thing I do, but it really helps you guys. Thick lines are more levels of importance, more bigger levels to watch here. So some minor zones in here. This for sure, you guys, like this stands out to me like a sore thumb. I personally cannot be bullish on AMD when I see one rejection, 2, 3, 4, 5, broke over, bounced. So one bounce, two bounce, but 6, kind of all these chunks, 7 there. So we push up to here, clear as day, this 209 is failing on a breakout. When it breaks out, yeah, get bullish on it. We go. But for me, as of now, this is a pretty easy bearish setup if we open here and we start failing to break over. So like opening range is set, start going to double top on the day set. I'm looking left. I'm going, you think 209 is going to reject? Absolutely. So right now, if we kind of open in here, to me, this is a lot of I'm not going to say no man's land, but it could be. It's kind of a coin flip zone because we see, you know, all in the zone here, kind of a breakout, failing to hold, kind of smackdown chop here, big battle here. Same thing here. Breakdowns not really following through. Breakouts are getting rejected to the top side. Breakdowns, not a huge follow through on the 30-minute chart here. The push up, it's still rejecting here. So in between here, I don't love this zone. I would like puts either, and I'll give you a bullish scenario too. So puts either on rejections up here at 209 or really kind of under kind of this 206. So we're kind of just getting rid of all this junk in here and we're waiting for a break under 206 because we see that price action. We'd be clearing this bounce zone price action here and we'd be clearing these wicks a little bit here, the bottom of these side wicks here. And so for me, get bearish on 209, bearish under 206. And for me, I'd just be patient waiting on 203. I feel like it's a bigger level to try and buy that dip on. If you are a swing trader, you might have to be patient if you only want to get into calls, which is totally fine. There's people that DM me, they're like, I don't like taking puts. And there's people that DM me, they're like, hey, I feel like I can make more money on puts, so I'm only taking that. And that's fine. But this is not a super bullish setup. I would lean neutral to bearish. As of now, we're opening just when I see all this price action. It does bounce when it gets over, but we need to get over and clear that big time. Does that answer your question? Does that help you on this? Let me zoom back in time and kind of see how this, yeah, same thing. Rejections here. It takes an after hours move to push up to clear that 209. And so, yeah, when that 209 fails, AMD, it can go, but definitely not my favorite bullish setup on this so far on request. But send me a DM if you need some more help. Even if you are a free member, I think you might be able to send me a DM. I'm not quite sure, but hopefully that helps. What do we have next? Hood from NVAN. And they have left the chat. They're getting skipped. Avenger in here. Cool. Tesla. What did you say on Tesla? I can't remember. 415.5. Looking to get in. Let's look at this one, brother.
I started from the daily 1K.
One
That's
daily. Let's take a look. A little bit messy. Sorry, guys. I got a lot going on Tesla. Let me compress this chart. Yeah, 4145 you had. Yeah, I can definitely dig that. Basically the bottom of that, almost that bottom of that Thursday wick there. So
basically the same as what you have.
yeah. I think we can let's see where it looks at intraday and see if we can get some movement on that. Ooh, look at this, brother. We trade pretty similar, I think, or at least I like to think. I haven't talked this about yet. Good time to go over this tonight, guys. So my purple dashed lines. So if I go the daily one more time, that's where my daily 9 moving average is, daily 9 moving average. And the green is a daily 20. Thinkorswim is awesome. You can go down intraday and still see where this is at on the daily chart. Super, super powerful. I don't know why more people don't use it. So no, as we can see here, we have a very convincing thick line, as I talked about. Nice bounce zone, nice bounce zone, nice zone, held, defended, bounce, reclaimed, bounce, retested, defended. And now the daily 9 moving average down here, brother. Any bounces into here, this to me is a no-brainer. Buy the bounce on Tesla. I know you had that kind of 415.5. Yeah, basically, yeah, you're looking at the same thing. So yeah, basically those wicks there, and I like that. I'm gonna smack a line here just to kind of show you too. You're not crazy. So yeah, basically that zone there. So you know how I kind of draw my zone. So this would basically be my stop out. You could either take my entry suggestion or your own. Trying to get drawings back here. There we go. Take an entry there, and that's 40. It's about a 70 cents against you. I don't know if you want to take that on, but yeah, we got the daily 9. So we dipped, we pushed up, so that daily 9 might stack up a little bit, but the daily 9 moving average is right here. So basically, anybody's seen this and your Tesla lovers, I am not bearish on this until we clear that wick and this price action here. So basically under Avengers kind of trigger entry, which is a good entry. So maybe a better entry, yeah, is right down here at that 415.5, 415.7, because you see these bottom side wicks, you guys, like I try and teach on candlesticks. Pay attention. We see, a candle like this with a large wick at top. What does that tell us? In that 1 hour candle, they pushed price up to here and they smacked it all the way back down to here. That means something. What does this candle mean? 1, 2, 3, 4 1 hour candles defended this level. Do you think that's a big support? Yeah. And looking left, how I like to teach, what is it? It's the top side of this. So this was resistance. They pushed over, they flipped it support. Don't believe me, they just defended it 1 day, 2 days in a row. So for sure, down into here, take your calls on a bounce. Again, I'm not looking to be bearish on this name until we start pushing upper extremes here that start rejecting, or we slice under, really kind of like 414. I'd feel better about it because I'm looking for repeatable price action like that.
TSLL would be the same 1K.
What's that? Say again?
The TSLL, that would be the same.
Yep. So, yeah, good question. So if this moves too fast for you guys, because Tesla contracts, so we're trading at 418. So let's just say we're going to take a 420 contract. A weekly 420 is costing you $525. TSLL, if you guys want to write this down, new traders, it follows the chart exactly. And I'll show you. And you're going to get a weekly contract for $40, which is a little bit more fun on the portfolio, probably the $40 one. So again, here's the TSLL. Remember that level defended I just showed you guys. Here's the push-up rejection. TSLA, the real Tesla chart. Does it look exactly the same? You bet your ass it does. So what you can do, because there is some decay on these leverage positions. So if you were to, hypothetically, if you were to buy a, there's decay from the options Greek, and there's also decay in this price. So whatever this level is here from Tuesday, if we come back here in a year from now, hopefully this makes sense as I say this out loud, but the Tesla chart will be the same, but this will have a little bit of decay. These do have some decay on the actual price of the stock, not just options Greeks. And so be careful with that. But what my point was, what I was saying is what most people do, or is what I teach, is watch the Tesla chart. And if you're like, okay, I'm going to buy calls down here, and I want to trim kind of this cluster here, basically just send an alert here, and then you can sell your TSLL. Or if the move happens quick enough, you can do the same thing on the TSL chart. And you're like, okay, big rejection up here. I trimmed once, twice. This is target 3. You just set a price alert here on the Tesla chart, even though you're playing TSLL. But that's the secret sauce, especially for earnings, you guys. Don't get cooked on Tesla earnings. Play some TSLL.
Thanks, 1K.
Yep. All right, I got to scroll back because I got those first 4 or 5 knocked out. Hang with me here, guys. All right, that person is still gone. Errol, you still in here? D, looking to get in. I can't remember. You like shares, or are you looking for options on this one? And OMID, we did SPY at the top of the hour, but I usually I finished class with SPY. So if you stick around another half hour or so, after you learn a lot, we'll go over SPY again. Let me check the chat here. Errol, are you looking for shares or options on this one? Let me know. And I'm seeing a master request, a GH request. Again, you guys, let me know. Just so this goes quick for class. I'm looking at MU, I'm not in yet, or I'm looking at MU, I'm down 20%. Let me know, please, you guys, with those requests. It helps me out a lot. Appreciate it. Shares, perfect, thank you. All right. What's this thing doing on the daily here? All-time highs, maybe. Nope. All right, I can work with this. I don't like stuff at all-time highs. Weekly chart here, Errol, hang with me. I'm going to get some levels going. I want to see where this weekly candle stopped at, where we might back test. all that fun stuff. So give me 1 second here. So basically I'm grabbing the tops of all these candles here. It's going to be quick, a little bit messy. Hovering over here. Let's see where this weekly stopped at. Damn it, why did I get out of drawing mode? Middle zone here. All right, need to add some time to this. I just want to see what we're doing here on this weekly. Let's go back 15 years.
Yeah, I was thinking it's probably finally at the point now where maybe I can buy a couple shares. It looks like it's starting to make a comeback with the energy sector.
Yeah, energy as in like oil stuff or what kind of energy? Do you know?
It's Dominion Electric, I believe it is. I heard about it. I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard about it over the weekend. So I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Take a look at, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think energy is gonna stay hot or fairly hot. So what
Yeah,
I'm doing down here, brother, I'm on the weekly. So I'm gonna treat
yeah.
this
I
lower
can go
range here.
far back too.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's no big deal, man. Because like I said, I love looking at a weekly and go, okay, where did it stop here? And I'm kind of seeing, price action here and here, and I'm like, does it make sense? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here in the weekly. So I'm going to treat the very, very low extreme, 62 and a half. So we're talking about shares. I'm dumb at math. How bad out of a drawdown is that? It's only 6%. Okay. So we see this big bounce zone here. I know it wicked under here, defended, rejected, finally a breakout. So this big level here for me, it's only a 6% drawdown. I would for sure scale back in there if they hit that. And we're going to treat our 67 and a half most recent, or what would be the most recent upper range danger zone. Kind of like, hey, if you get an entry tomorrow, you may only have a $2 move in your favor because, at least how I like to teach, bottoms, bottom, be coming up a top, question mark. And so you can definitely scale in because there's shares, unless the company goes bankrupt, you don't really have a time limit. So zooming in here, brother, you you can scale in, but I don't love this. But also like can't remember the user's name. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Josh. We were going over silver months ago. I was like, hey, I think you should wait. And silver just kept going. And so if you do nibble, just know that you got this huge weekly zone here overhead. And so if we start kind of
Yes.
sputtering out up here or laying flat,
Okay.
like, hey, I'm only up 1%, no big deal. Like I said, you have no expiration on these unless the company goes under. So if you want to nibble, like I said, this is basically a 6% drawdown. Anywhere
Okay.
in this range, I would nibble, but just have, like I tell you and other people, say I'm just going to throw out a random number. Say you want to do $1,000. What I usually tell people is like, you know, within here, just do like a third and maybe another third down here. But or if we break out, and you get convincingly a weekly, couple weeks hold over this, add the rest of your position. But even if it's a 6% drawdown, I usually don't tell people, hey, if you want to put $1,000 in, market open tomorrow, buy $1,000, boom. Because then if it goes down, you're instantly right on your entry, even though it's not a lot. That dollar amount could be a lot. For me, just do like 1/3 at a time, and anywhere in here, as long as it's 62 and a half holds, it's a perfect buy zone for me. Or if you want to see if this 67.5 holds overhead for a little more confirmation, that's fine too. Me, when I look at this chart, my only worry, plain and simple, is if 62 fails, because we can see we break under, we retry and claim it, it gets ugly. We try and claim it,
Yeah.
it gets ugly. It gets ugly, ugly, ugly. We break over, bulls are cheering finally, or people that maybe they bought here like shit. I'm red since shit October 23. They finally
Mm.
reclaimed that. So basically 3 years. Um, but yeah, do some research. I know you're good on your shares and stuff like that. Do some research on if the company's financials are good and stuff like that. But very, very viable zone in here, man, for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. All right. Gotta catch up on the Zoom chat again. I want to go in order. I want to skip people, especially if they've been here. Let's see.
I think MU was after me.
Yeah. Wes, you up? Are you in here still? Perfect. And then I think Ghost Walker, we got you next, brother. And then Matthew, and then got some NVIDIA. Perfect. MU for a day trade. 1 second, guys. All right, I think I got some levels on this. Oh yeah, this zone. Now I remember. Weekly. Last 1, 2, 3, 4. Last month. Levels are doing their work. Let's zoom in and see what we're doing intraday here for a day trade. Ooh, I like this. Buy the dip. My instant thought for sure. I like when levels kind of still are doing their thing. So what I would do here, add a little more education, something we haven't physically done yet, but basically something like this, West. Every single time I am buying the dip at 412.47, 412.50. I know my charting is not perfect, but you guys get the point here. Absolutely buy that dip here. Defended, battle here, engulfed it. They back tested, they defended it. They tried to sell down. If we believe this after hours move and into tomorrow, I would for sure buy the dip here on MU for a day trade for sure. And it's got a very, very nice range. So haven't talked about it yet. When I look for targets, you guys, I usually go down. Let's go down the 30-minute here, just kind of show you guys a zoomed in look here. So how I teach, how I preach, all the above. If I'm buying here, I'm not looking for this as a first target. To me, that's just greedy. I'm looking left to the previous day and I'm saying, okay, where do we push out? Where do we fail? So the bottom side of these candles here, somewhere inside this cluster here is probably a target one for me, Wes, if you're looking at this. So hypothetical entry here, whatever calls are available, if it's a 415 or 413. I'm getting the bottom side of these wicks here because I just don't trust this for a target one quite yet, especially if it's Monday morning, first trade of the day. I don't want to catch an almost $4 move up and just be greedy with my trades. But what I'm doing is I'm looking for bounces that are stalling the previous day. So for me, target one, absolutely this upper range here, somewhere in here. Target two, we clear previous day, high of day, or if your inputs, previous day low, that is a bullish signal. And we start looking left even more. Start getting top side of these wicks here. So many targets in here. Super, super nice setup, you guys, or excuse me, Wes, on this. Great request. Bear scenario, you already know what I'm going to say. This is my stop out zone for calls, depending on how much time you have. So if you enter here, this is your risk zone, and all the way up here is your reward zone. Bearish scenario, I'm not bearish until we crack 410, meaning Friday's closed, those wicks there, this level here that was defended, this level here is defended, this rejection is what I would want, previous price action. So I'm not bearish on MU for a day trade until we crack 410. Stay bullish as long as this 412 zone holds. Any questions on that, Wes? Feel free to unmute or type it in the chat. Hopefully that helps you. But super nice setup. I like this. I don't like stuff at all-time highs or super, super low beat up. You know, there's no levels to go off of. Super nice range from last week to trade your way out of if they get that push up. But if we sell under 410, just get bearish and just come down in these two moving averages here. So super nice. All right. Let's see. Ghost Walker, you in here? Yes, you are. All right. I think you updated your chat. What did you say here? Bullish, 4 weeks out, not currently in. Love it. Thank you for the detailed reply. Feel free to unmute if you want to talk it over. My brain's not working. I literally just looked at your ticker. GH, sorry. Don't know if we've done this one. This could be a fresh chart for me. Garden Health, interesting. Ooh, got some moving averages here, some consolidation. Let me check the daily for you before I tell you get into a swing on something. Let's see. Hang with me here, guys. Again, same thing. Staring at this bottom side wick here first, just kind of seeing what price action we got around that. As I hover over, you look at that line, look at the top side of those wicks there. Do we want that level? Absolutely. Where did we close at Thursday? Definitely bounce zone down here. 1 wick, 2 wick, candle body open right there. I think that level matters. Absolutely. I'm going to zoom in intraday here for you, brother, and kind of see what we got going on here. A little bit of consolidation. So, that is a $3 move if you catch that. So, couple options here. Man, I just don't like the top side play just because we got a pretty convincing range. I know we get the move up, but there's no, how do I want to word this? There's no continuation or confidence that move holds. If I tell you to buy at this 105.8 here, because I'm looking at that move there, it looks nice. This move here, but then the smackdown and then the smackdown there. And so this one's tricky because we have support, but I don't like this range here. My gut tells you if you want the risky trade, try your entry there, but just be mindful of that Friday price action for sure that just pretty much failed. But what I'm trying to get at is I would be way more confident telling you to just set an alert for 107 or basically 108, breakout retesting. That could come in a day, it could come in an afternoon. We don't know, but you'd be clearing this consolidation / rejection zone if you waited for that. And I'd be a lot more confident because then your daily 9 moving average would catch up and act as support as well. And then we'd just use all these tops as bottoms as support, because I would hate for you to, take an entry here and get instantly sold down an instant red. And then you're like, the daily 9 moving average is not far below. And then we sell through that. It's like just an instant losing trade. So if you want to be bullish, best thing is just kind of wait another $3 move breakout. Again, patience pays sometimes. So if you pay to be patient and they may get that payoff on this big move up. Bearish, I'm not even super bearish on this name, even though you didn't say which way you want to go. But just until these little bottoms here, these bounces that are defended, especially Friday, I'm not really even bearish until like 105 clears. And then with that, I'm not super confident. I mean, I like these downside candles here, but I'm not super confident this hits again because we bounced here. These could provide bounce zones as well. And so kind of a tricky setup. I don't hate it. It's just a little bit of consolidation makes it a little bit trickier. So, under 105, take your puts. But again, don't get greedy looking for, a $5 move down to that 100 psych level. Definitely trim where these are stopping and you get that bounce reaction, because that could very well play out again. But decent range, decent for sure. I think we talked a couple times in DMs. I'm not sure, but if you need more help on this one, let me know. Hopefully I didn't go over too quick.
Thank you, 1K. I appreciate you, man. Good levels. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot for
yeah.
this.
Sorry, man. I'm just kind of rambling. Didn't give a chance to talk. Does that kind of make sense? Like, just a tricky spot into here from last
I
week.
honestly had about 107.50, 108 on there when I was looking at it. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, man. We can talk more DMs if you need some more help for sure.
Great. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Matthew in here. Yep. Reddit for a swing. It's been a while in this name. I think I got some levels. Maybe not. Got some levels overhead. Let's check the daily. Ooh, we got to add some stuff down here. What are we doing down here? Bottom side of these wicks definitely stand out. And then we're going to zoom left, take a journey back in time, see what's going on down here. Let's get a big thick line down here. See what the heck's going on. Down at 137. Oh, yeah. Not perfect. Oh my God, can you guys hear our dog? It's 50 degrees out. He thinks he's cold. It's pretty much a husky. Oh, I like this zone down here. Look at that. Look at that defended. First time back here, they're defending that again. That is no accident. Yeah, a little bit ugly chart, a little bit of ugly sell down here, Matthew, but definitely a tradable zone. We'll zoom in here intraday, kind of show you what I'm looking at. So again, peek at this here overhead. The daily 9 moving average is all the way up here at 146. So a little extended down. I definitely do not want to be bearish on this name. I would want to be neutral to bullish. And intraday, look at this, guys. Levels are making sense. Defended, sold down. They bought it back up. They defended that. So one of my favorite charts tonight so far. Don't know what options liquidity is like. Matthew and other guys seen this, but definitely. Oh, so dramatic, dog. Stay bullish. Take a screenshot if you guys want. Stay bullish as long as this level holds down here. Again, if we roll into Friday, I'm not telling you to hold a $2 move against you on a 0 DT. I'm just saying, swing traders, day traders with time, or day traders early in the day on a weekly contract or swing trades, definitely you have to buy this bounce here. I look at this chart. I'm not bearish until something under here cracks to the bottom side. So basically under 137, if you want to get bearish on this name, really even under that Friday wick there, and then go get this lower 132, 130 zone here. But for sure, liquidity. And trying to hang around the 3rd week of the month, which would be this week. Liquidity is going to be better. At the money 140 call, super good liquidity on that, easy to get in and out. February, or it'd be March 13th is the other OPEX. Not a lot of volume on that yet. Next week, February, not a lot of volume. Yeah, so Matthew, if you're looking at this, I know you said swing trader. Look for some good open interest so you can get in and out on the trade. Late March, if you got the money for it. Yeah, not a lot of liquidity until, we kind of get out of February. So if you want that risky 5 days to expiration swing, let me check these again. Yeah, you really got to stick to that 140 call, and then you got to work those spreads. I know this is at close and the spreads will get gapped. That's almost $100 spread on these contracts. So definitely look at the mid price and then work the mid, just buying a little bit over that mid price. But super nice setup here. Definitely, as long as this zone holds where it's defended, I like the setup a lot. And not only did it hold this level, if we clear kind of this zone here and this, we got a fast move in here. I haven't talked about it yet. So volume profile, the volume is going to be a little bit thin in here. And so when we break this consolidation, expect a fast move up into that, because not a lot of liquidity was traded through this 1 hour candle here. It probably dropped pretty damn fast. So very, very nice setup there for sure. All right, finally getting caught up here. Mr. 8 Days, what do you want on NVIDIA? Just my thesis on how to trade it. You're still in here. Unmute if you want. Put it in the chat. Thesis, perfect. So, let's zoom out here. Ooh, nice zone here. Nice zone here. Thick line again, just to kind of show you guys, emphasize it here. Kind of middle of the chart here. We're dancing around it right in this after-hour session, so we'll see where we open here. So similar to, was it kind of AMD? Kind of makes sense. So for me, just 1 second. So 188.3, nice buyback zone, nice zone getting defended. Sell through it, defended it, sold through it, bounced up, and now that's that spot where that's the battle right now. So as long as that holds, get bullish, stay bullish on it. But if we crack, basically what I would do something like this. You're basically risking 30 cents to the downside if you're in calls, and I'm going to zoom in here for you, just kind of show you what I'd be doing. So you're buying this dip here. and you want repeatable price action like this. So a breakup, retest, and you want a candle like this that is defended and they bounce and you make money. So basically, they hold this level here. You look left for your targets. Easy at 184. Kind of this cluster here. Push up to 185. What is that top side of those wicks? You should be selling, damn right. What's overhead? Daily 20 moving average, this dashed line. Target 3 or basically 185. So super nice $2 move possible. Again, I'm not looking for anything up here that's a little bit greedy. If you get that monster bullish day, fine, hold a runner, but you never enter here and don't trim. And we get up to target 3 and you go take your lunch break and now we're smacked down. You just gave up like 80% of that profit. You don't want to do that. And so super nice trade here. Even a crack under 183, I don't love puts because Friday's price action was pretty convincing, pretty heavily defended, at least in the morning. I know that morning session, or excuse me, afternoon session, they cracked that 183 and held it until that last 30-minute candle. But to me, that's kind of high alert of, it looks good under 183 and we get the big bounce and your 15, 20% is instantly smoked on puts. And so for me, definitely lean neutral to bullish on this setup first and foremost. I'm not confident on puts at 183. Even cracking kind of this low here, we got the big bounce wick. So when does that bounce come? Maybe get down this 185 or 181.5 down here, but just not my favorite bearish setup. Even though you said you didn't mention, but that's what I'd be watching for there. I do VWAP Pareto. I nothing against it, just for charting in class. I don't have it on because I want to keep it clean. I don't want to tell people, hey, take the playoff VWAP because I have no idea where it's going to be at tomorrow. So definitely it's probably here hidden. Maybe I might be eating my words, maybe not, but it's on other charts. I just don't have it on right now. I just want to keep it clean as possible that you guys look at price action. I do have the hourly 20, but again, a lot of this will move and shift overnight. I don't want to, have recordings saying, oh, he said take the rejection here, and it's way different than what I talked about. But no, you're fine, man. All good. Good question, brother. All right, what was that? That was NVIDIA. Getting caught up. Cannon you in here? Yep. You are up. Let me know. Are you in Palantir or want to be in? Let me know. And the other question, let's see, Oracle. Yeah, King Frankenstein, if you're not in yet. Okay, not in. Cool. And feel free to unmute if you'd like. Now I have your attention. We can talk over this together, or I'll just talk it out. All right. I need to zoom out. I have not played this in a long time, so I want to see kind of what we're doing around. Let's get a line going in here around 130, kind of see what we're doing around here. Oh, you're all good, man. All good. It just helps Zoom class go quicker. All right. Let's get some emphasis on this 133 because we're closest to it. We rejected it Thursday and Friday, so that means something to me. Let's check the daily here, man. Yeah, super extended chart here just to kind of show you what I'm working with here, guys. So again, how my charting, breakout retests, yada, yada, rejections, they broke over. It has formed support, broke it to the downside, engulfed it, defended it. A couple days later, bounced it. Now the battle's here the last couple of weeks, and we rejected it on Friday and I think Thursday intraday. So zoomed in look here. Gonna have a slight bearish bias to start the day early tomorrow if we open here. So same thing here, guys. What do we have here? We sold down, we retested it, it failed to break out. We treat it as resistance. Broke over it, retested it. What did it do? It acted as support. Moving, retest it. What do we do? Defended it. These are 30-minute candles. 1, 2, 3, 4 actually got touched, but all afternoon, or excuse me, all morning defended it. Thursday, what do? We sold to it. They tried to buy it back up and a kill candle down. Friday, same thing. Buyers. stalling out. Either the buyers don't got the juice or the sellers are just too strong. So very, very easy setup for me, or at least how I like to trade. Bullish case around this level. I need a clear, so I need a defined, I'm not talking like a 5-cent move over here and we're back testing that. I need a nice move over, a back test, and I want to see 15 or 30-minute candles over this zone holding. Okay, what is that proving to us? That's proving Friday's high was resistance, is acting as support. Same thing we're doing here. That's all we're doing right here, guys. Break and retest holds. Stay bullish with caution. Okay, if they sell through, I'm not saying hold your calls for all the way down here, really, really bad loss. You're basically holding for the bottom side of these wicks here. So basically a 29-cent move, I'll show you here in my drawings, a 29-cent move against you if you're being able, there we go. So they break under that red zone. What is that proving? It's proving this bounce is failing. It's proving this bounce is failing. It's proving we're breaking under this here. So you get into calls here, we crack 133, sell your calls for a loss. What do? You get into puts, repeatable price action. That's all you're doing. We sell through here. What do you want to do? Same thing. They retest this, they fail it, get your puts, instant green. You don't even give a damn about that loss on that call try. Okay, so if we open under here, brother, if we open under, I have to lean neutral to bearish until this level breaks out. I do not want to be bullish up here. I will never tell you guys to buy a call at a double top zone. Maybe the breakout comes and I'm wrong, that's fine. But I do not chase tops like that. If you miss this move or you got work and you miss the downside move, then it's just a waiting game somewhere down into here. I would feel comfortable for kind of a mid-range. So we'd use this top and this bounce reaction zone. So if you miss puts or you don't want to take puts for whatever reason, that's fine. Down to this 130, to me, that's a buyable dip. Defended, and you'd want this to be defended. But again, or you could do both. You get this rejection, take your puts, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to hold one put and maybe I'll scale with some calls. And if the calls start bouncing, you stop out of your puts and profit. Boom, your calls are instant green. Again, hypothetical, that's too perfect. Then you take the bounce, retracing it back up. Or 130 slices, you hold your put runner, and you just hold for this lower range down here. That's all you do. And you can buy the dip down here. Again, big convincing level down here at this 125.6. But again, if we open into here tomorrow, you guys, and we get kind of a half-ass breakout, starting a double top, clear as day for me, at least how I trade puts all day long, because we're rejecting. Hopefully that helps you, man. Let me know in the chat or on the mic if you need more explanation, but very, very nice setup here. I like it. Nice work, you guys. Nice work. All right. King, you in here? Yes, you are. Oracle, I believe, is the ticker. ORCL. Also, man, I'm disappointed. We did the Zoom class for free members, and we still got, I appreciate you guys being in here, but man, I thought this chat would be loaded, but a little disappointed, but that's right. Giving stuff away for free. What do we got here? You're all good, man. What did you say? Did you say, let's see, swing long? Okay, cool. Let's take a look at this first. I'll check the daily on this, man. I want to see where we're on the daily. Yeah. So look at this kind of this bottom zone here. Tricky. Once we're over, we move nice. We get over, 20% or more moves, very, very possible. This nice continuation up. But right here, one last look at the daily. I'm not going to say super bullish or bearish, a little bit indecision right here. I'm seeing top side wicks, bottom side wicks, and hang with me here while I zoom in. What we do have here, before I zoom in, we got the daily 9 moving average underneath us. That's a good thing. We got the daily 20 overhead. So if we want to be bullish, something to watch there. So let's go to the hourly chart here and kind of see. Just looking here. want to make sure the risk reward is good for you if I tell you to dive in here. So if you do get a nice sniper entry on this 159.8, you can see here heavily defended, rejected, they closed right at it. They opened at it, pushed over and tested that next candle. So that gives me confidence that they want to hold this level here, brother. So base that 159.8 to 160. If you need similar levels or if you got them, take a screenshot. But if this level holds, this is a decent entry for calls because you have at least, for me, before you hit a trouble zone, you're at least getting a $2 move out of this potentially before we start kind of stalling at the top of these candles here, and then we start looking at stuff like this. So I think a $2 move is a good risk reward. And then for me, depending on how long of a swing you take, so let me zoom way in here to kind of show you. I was saying, I know you get a lot of guys on your phone, which is totally fine. Really expand this chart here. So again, you're taking an entry here, and your risk is basically the bottom side of these wicks. Because again, focus on what the candlesticks are telling you, what the price action is telling you. What is it telling us on Friday? We closed this candle here. We opened here. They sold it down. They bought it back. Okay, that's good. What they do? They closed it here. Candle opens here. The low of this candle, what did it do? It defended this level here. Next candle or next two candles, what did they do? They defended the same spot. So to me, that's easy. Sorry, really shitty straight line here. That's basically your risk, brother. So you're taking calls here and you're risking underneath here. So if you're in like some September swings, yeah, if you want to hold for a $3 move against you, maybe that's possible. But if you're going to hold a bullish position and we break this level here and we start selling, you better be getting puts for a day trade to hedge that position. Don't just say, hey, I got June calls, I got July calls, I got time. No, if you're going to hold your calls, you need to hedge them with day trades to the downside. If you have time, job permitting or whatever your trading style. But what I'm getting at is that would be my risk profiles. Your entry here, your risk is all this nice money up here in reward, or your reward is up here. Your risk is this very, very small zone here. So we talk about risk reward. You're not looking at, hey, here's my reward, but hey, my risk is all the way down here. You don't want to do that. It's 50-50. You want a small risk and a high reward. So take your calls there, expect that to hold. If it doesn't hold, again, cut under, that's probably like 159.5. Yeah, super nice setup for your style. Appreciate that, man. But again, very, very tradable setup off that, if that 160 holds. And then all you do, you just look left. Okay, what happened last week? Those are my targets. You clear this, then you can start looking left even more, but there's no reason to start looking for a 170 target. I don't care who you are. You got to clear these big ass smackdowns here before you start thinking here. I know you didn't say you were, but just education for people watching. You got to play the chart. Whatever happened, last week, that's what you got to clear. That's what's good. All right. Information. Let's call you guys anything on how to incorporate EMAs into trading. iPhone 5. EMAs are just they track the intraday price movement, exponential. Regular moving averages wait for the day to close and then they calculate. So hence why this purple solid line is flowing intraday, because it's taking each candle movement. And notice how this is stair-stepping. It's waiting for the close of each day to calculate the move down before it stair-steps down. Hopefully that makes sense. But it waits for the end of the day close. But yeah, that's the quick and dirty explanation, I guess. Hopefully that helps you, iPhone. Let's see, making sure I'm caught up here. Oh, Norvin's in the house, and you're up.
What up? What up?
What's up, man? NOW. Day trade or swing, brother?
This one's a swing for me. It got hit pretty bad.
Oh, is this what you I was driving when you DM'd me, right? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a level at the 95. I think goes back to like I think 5 years. I don't know. It goes pretty back, but I
Yeah,
like this zone.
yeah, dude. I peeked out when I was at a red light, but I want to start obviously messaging you when I was driving. But yeah, let me I forgot to mark these out. Sorry, man. But yeah, I think this is a very nice dip in here on the. I was kind of looking at what you were on the daily too. It's kind of not really random bottom, but it's consolidating and defending, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. It's got the daily 9 curled underneath it. Let's check that weekly because yeah, I think I was looking at the same thing for that screenshot on your chart. Yeah, so like all this down here, like what that's we can day trade puts up and around this, but like for me to tell someone, hey, swing puts, I know you didn't say puts, but this is when I see this level reclaimed and defended on the weekly. So these are weekly candles here, guys. Each week is a week of information, excuse me. And now that's defended and engulfed it. And so that's saying, hey, we want to defend this 105, this 104 zone here. So zoomed in look, man. I mean, golden entry, best case scenario. If you can be patient for it at back test to that level, I know it's kind of quick charting, but probably basically that 105, kind of what you had on the chart here. If you can back test that, I like this, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like this. I like the daily 9 is now curled under it. So any higher lows, I always have to think of that. So here's a low, here's a higher low. We start stair stepping up. This daily 9 is going to curl underneath you, and any touches on it, you would expect a bounce support to kind of like every time it touched here is rejecting, and now it's support touch here. For sure, man. I don't know how long, how many weeks out were you thinking? I don't know how expensive these are, but
I'm honestly trying to look for the one with the better interest and not too expensive. So I'm trying
this
to.
right here, dude, February 27th. So it gives you 2 weeks of time. So basically, my mindset would be try and get an entry this week and go after these 110 call. Is it a 110? Yeah, 110 call. Open interest. So you guys don't know, this is not 1,100 people, but there's almost 1,200 contracts open, meaning people swung these, Thursday into Friday. We'll check the open interest, or we could check the open interest on Monday, see if it carried over. But that means there's 1,200 contracts open. That could be one person, highly unlikely. It could be 1,200 people, highly unlikely. It could be 100 different people. We don't know. But yeah, it's February 27th, brother. Or where are we trading at now? 107. You get a weekly this week, super high OI on these. 110s 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, believe it or not, 1K. I'm kind of focusing on more type of setups that have been dead for a minute. Kind of like now. I think Netflix is another one that's on my radar.
Oh, dude, I call
Oh
myself
my
a cat. I call
God.
myself a catfish, a bottom feeder, man. I love trades like this that people want to
Yeah.
chase. I know we've been trying to catch Netflix dip, but like the people like want to swing bearish. You're like, do you see that weekly support there? So I can get on that, man. But options liquidity, nothing. March is looking a little sketchy, but if you can get this February 27th, 110 call, if you got the port size for, it's probably gonna be about $300, but it gives you 10 days time. I'm not gonna say 10 days to be right, but your mindset could be, an entry tomorrow or Tuesday, and then sell for profit this week, and then just roll into some March contracts as we start getting out of February. But pretty good options liquidity, man.
Yeah, that one's pretty sick, man. I wanted to talk to you about it, but I know you've been busy, bro.
Oh, it's all good, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. This is we can talk in DMs later, but this is definitely like, yeah, the breakout might not come, but this is a bottom zone where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to swing puts on this. I mean, we could day trade puts back in this zone here and get money, or make some money, but definitely a zone where I'm just like, hey, they defended, bought it back, bought it back, bought it back. It's like, maybe we should stop being bearish. And that goes for any setup. It's like when you see a level defended on a weekly zone reclaimed, it's time you start watching it. It could consolidate for several weeks. We don't know, but this is where you want to start scaling in for sure, brother. Good spot.
Yeah, thanks, 1K. Appreciate it, brother.
Let me check the time. 6:04. Did I get everybody? There's 14 people left in here. Throw something in the chat if I skipped you. If not, who was asking about SPY? Omid, hopefully I'm not saying your name incorrectly. You wanted SPY, right? I'll definitely do a recap for you because you stuck around. I really appreciate that. Putting in the time, sticking around for an hour. All right, let's do SPY. If you guys want to dip out, feel free. Appreciate y'all coming around. Here's what we got. Ooh, a little bit selly. Interesting. Things change. Yeah, SPY and IWM, and then I'll wrap because I need to cook some dinner. So things change. We were talking 682. I swung Netflix. How bad is my Netflix looking? And I'll come right back, I promise. Basically, my entry other than weekend decay. All right, I can live with that. SPY. This is, look at this, guys, here on the, what am I on? 1 hour chart. Green zone, thick line. You already know where I'm going with this. Look at this price action. Avengers, is this the zone that I'm always early and you nail it, or is that 680? What is that zone? Is this down here?
It's that red one above us.
Above us, all right.
Yeah.
So look at this reaction down here, guys. Is 678.5. I'm not saying I have the magic ball, but I am saying when I see wicks like this, I do not want to be bearish down here. So you guys are still here, and OMID, again, I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly. Defended here again on Thursday last week. Sold down, yes, sold down for sure. Candle closed, no doubt about that. Not going to deny that. Bought it back up, heavily defended it. And then just the battle here, sold down after hours. And then the big move on Fridays, a couple of weeks ago. Friday, yes. Okay, so heavily defended again. And what do we do? We're coming back into it. Defended Friday. Is that pre-market? Let's see. What did they do Friday? No, look at that. Market open. They bounced that shit. Pardon my language. But we can definitely sell through. But down here, this is just, for me, it's a waiting game where, like I say, people are just like, hey, I don't like puts. This is where this is just a situation where I just don't like puts here. Someone could take a put under here and get paid. That's fine. But this is a spot where I am just waiting because if I see a 5-minute candle that looks a little bit juicy, nice 50-cent down, and you guys know how it is, you're like, oh, I'm up 60%. And I tease you guys, you take the screenshot, you put it in gains tab, and 3 minutes later, we're up over here. You're like, well, wait a minute. Now I'm down 20%. I didn't sell. What the hell? So what I'm getting at is be on an alert. So much so I haven't even done this tonight. I'm getting alert already set here, at or below. I know it's my paper account, but just to teach you guys what I kind of do, why I do it. I would definitely be looking for a bounce here. Again, I could be eating my words tomorrow, but first and foremost, if this level is defended, play the retracement 679.6. I'll quit moving my mouse and drawing a little bit. Omit if you want to take a screenshot of some free levels. I feel pretty confident in them. But again, definitely would be playing bounce for sure. And now you guys know how I roll. We're under this level. It is now resistance until we're over it.
Yo, 1K. The chart looks so ugly, but it's like that long is right there.
Yeah. I mean, it could happen, but this is where I'm just like, take the call, Jesus, take the wheel, set a stop and see what happens. It's just too big of a zone for me, you guys. Same with, this is 695 and we're up at that 695 on SPY. It's like, hey, you can't pay me to go long. Maybe we break out, but I can't take that long. Where would I take puts if anyone is thinking that? If we bounce this zone and I miss my calls, maybe short it here. But honestly, lately, I've been having really bad luck and kind of rightfully so, shorting trends. And so, I'd be shorting this, which would be shorting these bottoms here, or into this zone here. You can take your puts. But again, just for me, I'd be neutral to bullish on the setup. Let's zoom out again one more time on that 4 hour. I want to see what it looks like underneath here, because it could get pretty ugly if we slice this. I mean, we got down there, they bought it back. This might have been some earnings help, but defended. I'm just going to keep scrolling back here.
I think that's the same wick as the Qs, right? That hits the five. It's a different price, but 587. It hits those wicks.
we got closes were December 16th. So right bore a little bit of Christmas rally or post-Christmas rally, whatever. So they sold down. So yeah, tricky spot. Like I said, I might eat my words more. We might slice like hot butter, but I'm leaning to the bounce, but I'm gonna be patient. I usually wait, 30 minutes after the open before I take a trade quickly on QQQ and then IWM, and then I got a wrap. Similar situation. Damn, we cracked that 600. Not good for psychological. We're like SPY 500. Cracking that 600, not good. I'm on the 4-hour here, guys. Scenario 1. Viable dip here at 598, or you're basically slamming double bottom Friday's low day, 596.19-ish. I know we didn't quite get there, but very, very big buyback into that pre-market at the open though. Yeah, a little bit of weakness. I don't know if it's government shutdown worries. I think we're in a partial shutdown. I don't know if the market cares. Maybe we're just getting that much needed pullback. Not sure, but I try and stick to day trades best I can because, something could look decent on a close and really ugly, or really ugly on a close and we gap up. You just don't know. IWM, last one. Let's do it. Perito, are you in this or just looking for advice on this one? Feel free to unmute if you want. Are you still in here?
No, I'm just looking for advice on it. I watch it along with the Qs and Spy. I don't know. JT's kind of the one that got me on, like, to watch it some more.
Nice. Yeah. So same on the 1 hour. Just looking here. Yeah, this 271.78. Just looking at this battle here. They kicked it down. Big battle. They bought it up after hours. Kicked it down, bounced it. Kind of just this battle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We sold through it. So how would I play this and just expand this chart big time here? I'll give you a couple scenarios here. Are you kind of a day trade outlook or swing? What are you looking for a little bit on this guy?
Day trade for sure. Definitely not looking to swing.
Okay. So if we open here, we just kind of trickle in here. I'm looking left and I'm seeing this brother right here. And I'm looking left and I'm seeing this wick right here. And I'm looking left, I'm seeing this right here. So if we open for quick charting, let's just call it 261. I would lean for a bearish continuation to the downside. I would think we get a $1.15 move to the downside. Basically, 261 rejects, again, repeatable price action. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that ugly business on puts. If this holds with caution, take some calls. But again, we're not looking up here. I know you didn't say you were, but if 261 holds with caution, look for a push up into here. And definitely, if you're a person who buys, several contracts, let's just say you're in 4, you better be down to just a runner up here for sure, because this is a big level here. I said that battle back and forth. Rejections here didn't quite get there. Engulfed this and bounced it. Just a complete kill candle through and the complete hard push up. And so that's the spot where I don't want to be holding the full position here, because if they smack it down, you're gonna be like, dang it, I got a 78-cent move in my direction. And it went against me. You don't want to do that. So yeah, a complete breakout over that level, then you got a runner, you bottom tick, that's fine. So that's option 1 for calls. Option 2, if we kind of do one of these things and we either push pre-market and we back test, or we push and you miss that like first 5-10 minutes of the day move, we push up during market open and then we back test, then you can get your calls again. And then I would flip that script on your stop a little bit. You're basically playing this wick and these wicks as your stop out. So again, your entry would be here for calls and your risk is basically this. And then again, I'm not saying hold, but this is your reward potential, because basically you're looking for the next range. Where they kind of stall out. Where they stall out, they bounced it. Where they stall, Tried to bounce it. Tried to bounce it. So this is your reward up here. But again, we talked a little bit in DMs, and I'll have to get back to you on that voice memo. But I'm not saying take entry here and hold till up here. To me, that's greedy trading, because what do we have? Got a daily 9 moving average, got a 20 moving average. Where is this 9 stacked with? Right here. Where does this 9 line up with? Right here. Where does this line up with? These wicks right here. So for sure, I know I'm kind of rambling. You catch a $1 move in your favor, you bottom tick calls here, and you don't trim here, and you send me a screenshot, you're like, hey, I haven't trimmed, I'm going to be mad at you, because that's just bad trading. You catch a $1 move, trim. We push up to the daily 20, trim. Look at where these candles stopped. You know how I teach. Trim. Look where these candles are stopping. There's no reason you should not be trimming here. Target 2. Bust that. Big bullish day. That's fine. All we're doing, repeatable price action. You're just repeating price action. Target 2. Now you trim up here. Your runner. Get the breakout. Now you're super rich, and you're going to buy us all lunch. But I need to see a breakout retest for calls, or 261 for puts. If you don't want to take your puts, totally fine. Bottom dip some calls down in here. Does that help you, brother? Hopefully. Nice. Cool. I see your message in the chat. All right, y'all. It's 6:15. I need to cook some dinner. I appreciate 11 of you guys sticking around. I see a lot of all the regular names. You guys are putting in the work. You guys are making a lot of progress the last 18 months, 12 months. I've been doing these lectures. I see your DMs. Good job putting the work, you guys. With that, I'm in the chat. We have a short trading week, so contracts are going to be volatile. Theta is going to kick in quick, so trade smart, you guys. But with that, you guys, I'm in the chat. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.